And we are live. Welcome to episode 21 of the Jira
Freaky
Live.
Thursday.
Freaky Thursday, opposite day. I wanted to call it the Bizarro episode, but I guess that didn't stick. But
I mean,
nonetheless,
it's not wrong.
it is definitely not wrong. Rodney and I have switched places today. We are on opposite coasts for the first time ever. And this is hopefully the only time that this ever happens.
No, I think it's going to happen more often.
You think so? Where we swap? I'm hoping that what happens is we're both in the same time zone together
No, that'd be
more often.
nice. I don't see that happening though till about April-ish, late April, some event.
Yeah, maybe some
Some no
event
name
that
company
happens,
puts it on.
out in the desert, lots of lights.
Yeah.
Who know? All right. Well, in the chat, feel free to let us know if you realize or if you recognize some differences. But today is a very special Halloween treat that we have here prepared for you. So we're going to be talking about all the latest Atlassian happenings. Rodney, I wanted to kick things off talking about a major, I don't want to call it a dilemma, but it definitely put a wrench in my day.
All
And that
right.
is, let's talk about Jira's new UI.
Let's
First
do
of all,
that.
has it rolled out to your Jira? Like, have you seen it yet? Have you ran into it yet?
I've seen pictures of it online, but I have not seen it on my own Jira just yet.
I I've seen it a couple across a couple different Jiras. Not I haven't seen it universal yet, but boy oh boy did it take me for a spin. Are we trying to share
Uh,
or not
Not
yet?
quite yet. I am
Okay.
bringing it up.
Okay. But anyways, if you guys don't know, we're gonna give Ronnie here a second to catch up. I posted a article Tuesday night when I found out, and it since has gone a little viral. Got many comments, many likes, and about 37, almost 38,000 impressions. So definitely making some headwinds here in the Atlassian community. But it's interesting to see that Atlassian changes it and doesn't tell anybody about it. And so, in case you aren't aware, top right corner of Rodney's screen. Oh, did we pass it already? No, we're here. Right, top right corner. If you ever want to get to admin.atlassian.com, right, you could always type in admin.atlassian.com. But I usually am a creature of habit, and I usually click on that little gear. And what do y'all expect in this top right corner here? Anybody want to guess in the comments section here? What are you used to seeing?
Links to the admin section that I am not seeing myself.
Yeah, so when you click on those, because again, naturally muscle memory, you're gonna click on the first one because you would, right? It doesn't take you to admin.atlassian.com. And so my first thing was like, uh-oh, did I like lose access to Jira? Emilio says he's used to system. I'm assuming he's on the on-prem because this little gear up here has never told me. Oh, Emilio. So, oh no, never mind. I'm assuming if you're seeing system, then you're not a site admin. You just have like Jira admin. Sorry, I am a little tired.
Excuses, excuses.
You
I
know,
went
Rodney.
from Poland to the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yeah, I guess you you do have a little, but you're at an advantage though. You can afford to sleep in and still be on time. I'm over here on the East Coast. I've been waking up at 3 a.m. Pacific time to make to 5 o'clock calls.
Okay, I wake up at 3 a.m. Pacific time all the time.
Yeah, but now that's just a personal choice at that point.
I mean, it's when I wake up. But
So
no, seriously, those people, if you've never experienced jet lag, going west is always easier than going east. So I'm giving Alex a bunch of headache and a bunch of hassle here, but he really does have the worst end of it this week.
this week, last week, probably you. All right, but Bob, you are a one lucky individual because yeah, the fact that you haven't seen this change, bless your soul. But for everybody else, um, be prepared, right? I'm wondering if Alex is perpetually late this week. And Sean says 3 hours, not too bad. It is pretty bad when you're used to
Now,
not ever leaving the West Coast.
I will also say this, and Alex probably could attest to this. If you are your own boss, that man is the hardest boss or woman, in whatever your case is, will be the hardest boss you will ever have because they will not stop nagging you, and there is no way to escape them.
All I can tell you is I'm done waking up at 3 a.m. I have one more 3 a.m. wake up call, and then I am never ever waking up at 3 a.m. again. At least not for a long time. So, anyway, so folks, just FYI, public service announcement. Atlassian is rolling out the changes, and as you can see, Ronnie, we can click on that gear one more time. The UI, nothing has really changed as far as the contents go. All the contents are still there. They've just been swapped. For some reason, Atlassian moved what I think are two of the most important options to the bottom. Which
It's a small change, but it's the type of thing that instead Atlassian is famous for doing these kind of updates, and they think it's a small change. There's no need, and you really, really need to publicize this stuff because admins are creatures of habit.
not only
I'm for
that, but
one. I
more untrained admins are freaking out, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're not like a seasoned admin like we are, you all of a sudden think you just lost your access.
hmm So yeah, these things definitely need to be publicized better.
Definitely gave
But
a few people some palpitations, some heart palpitations in the post that I put. A lot of people were echoing the same thing. Do you think, Rodney, do you think that they did some A/B testing?
I would be surprised if Atlassian isn't doing some sort of A/B testing. I honestly would.
Well, let's pull this. Let's pull on this thread a little bit, right? So, who does Atlassian? So, I 100% would believe that they did A/B testing, but then they're doing A/B testing. So, does that mean that we're part of the exception and not the rule? Because this, from a user perspective, thumbs up, right? Way better experience for the end user because now they can get to the settings that they care about, their personal profile, a lot quicker. But to the Jira admin, to the power user, to the dedicated and committed administrator of this Atlassian ecosystem, it is a stab to the back.
Well, we say this, but again, you mentioned being a creature habit. That's not going to serve you well when you go take your exams because, as I've stated, as other has stated, famously, you do not take your exams on your instance. You just take them through rote memory, which means if you're a creature habit and you just know where things are without thinking about it, you're going to have some problems come the exam time.
You keep reminding me. Clearly, I'm a creature of habit because this change has impacted me so much. Right. So this is kind of what I was talking about, right, Sean? So users, the traditional users, the people that would not have been impacted by this A/B testing, wouldn't have cared, right? Like they just don't like, for them it's probably very transparent. So I wonder how much A/B testing they did then with the right user group, right? The ones that are actually impacted, the ones that would have seen.
Again, how do we know we aren't the A/B test?
Well, I hope then that this is a simulation and that they revert it back because I don't like it. Big X. Undo it, please. This was not something that I enjoyed. I swear my heart literally stopped beating for like 2 seconds while I figured out what was going on.
Now, me as my creature habit, I know about the options to get to admin in the gear. I know various options. I've always just skipped all that and went straight to the URL.
Do
So
you?
I didn't even notice this.
So let's talk about that. So why do I click on the gear, right, versus going to admin.atlassian.com? Can you guess? You know who would
Because
be impacted?
you're our.
You know who would be impacted by this the most? Enterprise users,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because yeah, you can go to admin.atlassian.com assuming you have one Jira, but the moment you're an enterprise customer and you have 2, 3, 20, 30 different Juras, that admin.atlassian.com is going to be great, right? It's eventually going to get you to the right spot. Obviously, you can click around the UI, but I like defaulting into the Jira that I want to make the change in, and then kind of navigating around.
mean, I could see that, but I like traveling through the whole picture. Make sure I'm on. I don't like when things just work. I really prefer to be the one to like, okay, this is the instance I'm editing. I know what I'm editing because I intentionally clicked in there. So again,
But
that's
you
my
wouldn't get
preference, and
that
that's
just
why
going
I.
to you wouldn't get that going to just admin.atlassian.com, right? I mean, maybe you do if you just have one, right? But if you have multiple, like you have different orgs right here, right? It
Mhm.
you you sometimes are prompted to pick the org that you want to go into, especially when you're signing in for the like that. This is kind of the first place that you see.
Yeah.
I like already just
No,
being in the one I want to modify.
and again, that's fine. I think this is a personal choice thing. My personal choice, what I like best is because I've had instances where I've made the change in the wrong instance, especially on situations like this where I do have multiple orgs. So I
Well, you
like being have the intentionality of going, okay, I'm definitely making a change on this one Atlassian instance.
I don't know, man. I just like clicking into the one because it takes me into the one I need to modify. But nonetheless, the change is there. It's rolling out. Hopefully, it's an A/B test. Hopefully, they undo it. Atlassian, if you're hearing Alex, next time please consult with the experts. Although Ronnie will say I don't care, but I cared a lot, and 43 other people that commented on my thing cared a lot too.
Oh, I'm I often joke that the worst thing you do to a developer's day is change their Jira instance in any way. If you want to ruin a developer's day, that's all you have to do,
Ha-
and it is a delicious power to have.
Have you seen like I think we had to do a dedicated episode. Maybe we just talk about it now, but the release in Jira has to be the most complicated thing in the world. Let me rephrase, not complicated, confusing thing in the world.
You mean the
'Cause
release track?
no, no, no. So well, yeah. So it adds to the complexity, right? So just go back into Jira here, into a project of your choice, any project. Pick a project.
Uh, of course, I clicked the wrong button.
Of course, you would think that we only use this thing all day, every day, right?
Hmm. All
Just
right, this one's one of my active projects.
so on the left-hand side, under development, we have release.
Oh, these things. This is what you mean by release.
So we have
Version
release.
control.
Wait, no, no, no. But hold up, right now go into an issue,
All
any
right.
issue. Pick an issue. I'm like, right. So open up any issue you want, and hopefully you have development enabled. And on the
I
right-hand side,
do.
yeah, so just right below development is your releases, also plural, but has nothing to do with the releases, again, also plural, that we were just talking about.
Yes, actually.
No.
And beyond that,
Yes,
how
actually,
many
you're
names
agreeing to
for
me,
the
or
previous releases we were talking about are there? Because they're also called versions, fixed versions, release versions.
specs versions,
Y-
release tracks, right? Like the over operator overloading for all you C++ people out there. of
Yeah, the word release is just ridiculous within Jira, and it
yeah, it
always
is.
has been. This is a symptom of where they came from.
But this releases is probably the most latest, most confusing one, right? Because everybody sees releases on the left, and I can train, right? I can teach people releases equals versions.
Hmm.
But now it doesn't. Now it doesn't equal that.
Now it's a deployment, which is a whole nother thing. And I really wish I was on my local network because then I'd pull up GitLab where I'm like, look, this is a deployment, this is a release. They're two separate things. They're two separate exercises and kept separate.
Yeah. And so yeah,
I'm
so
not
we can
saying GitHub or GitLab is better than Jira Bitbucket. I still use Jira even though I use GitLab. I won't say anything about the other one, but um, yeah, it's always been a confusing mess within Jira.
well, I just got more confusing, right? Again, this change probably came out 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I think I made a video on it. I think Bob was one of the people that definitely clicked on it. Sean says all releases are versions, but not all versions are releases. All releases are versions, yes. Sean, I'm way too tired to be thinking to see
But
this.
some are bugs.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the fact that effects version is only on the bug and not on everything else, and I got to go explain what that effects version is for. My biggest pet peeve though is that like some people go and create like different issue types. I think we should have an episode too where we just like compare and contrast different terminology, right? Because like, what's the difference between an incident and a bug? Is there a difference?
I am not joking. When I go into an org, the first thing I always do is create a glossary. I'm like, okay, what do you mean by words? And it sounds silly when I put it like that, but I am dead serious that sometimes you have to go in and say, what do you mean by words? Because different companies will use the same word different ways.
Absolutely, yeah. And in this particular case, Atlassian using the same word different ways,
And
only
that
to do with
happens
us.
too. Um, like, what is a project? Trying to get people to understand what a Jira project is versus a actual task we're trying to get done project.
That one's tricky, right? Yeah, explaining to somebody like, or even like a project management. Like they have some funding, a schedule.
Mhm.
That's a project, but you don't necessarily need a Jira project to manage a project.
Yeah, that's always been an exercise and a half.
And then another big exercise that I have is talking people through what's a project versus a board, because a lot of people use the word project and board interchangeably.
That's another one
And
all the
and
time.
and you can do that. You can use it interchangeably, assuming you don't deviate from the the brand new project, the template.
But sometimes you have a project with multiple boards. Sometimes you have a board with multiple projects. These things can get confusing if you don't have clear terminology. And
Right,
that's
right.
why, as I said, the first exercise, what do you mean by different words? And let's put it in a glossary that people can reference.
I like this. In the age of product-based development, I call it Jira projects the work and the people that do the work. Yeah, so I like to tell people, because the conversation always comes up of like, how many Jira projects do I need? How many boards do I need? All that good stuff. And so I like
I
to
wonder
tell
if we had
people
a collective term for people that do the work. Maybe something some company could use as a stock exchange ticker.
a team. I like to tell people that you don't want an individual, a contributing member, to have to go to multiple backlogs or projects to get a full view of their work,
Mm-mm.
right? So ideally, at least in my opinion, is it should be that individual should only have to go to one board to see their work, and so that kind of helps with what the glab.
That is the stock ticker for GitLab.
Oh,
Which, by the way, for full disclosure, people, I do own stock in both Atlassian and GitLab, so I'm not playing favorites here.
why?
Why? Because they were good investments at the time, and they're still good investments.
Well, I think we're gonna have to do that for another episode. I don't have any Atlassian or GitLab or any of these. I have tech stocks, but I never would
Well, I
have
mean,
thought
to
to.
be fair, I had Twitter stock, but with the money Elon gave me, I used that to buy Atlassian stock.
That's another episode for another day where we talk about the demise of Twitter.
Uh, that I have words.
You have words, and you have a platform to say those words on. So, anyways, in the chat again, hopefully you guys weren't impacted too much by this UI change, and hopefully this release of stuff here is not that big of a problem for you now that you all kind of know. But help spread the word. Help tell your people, your network, your social medias. Tell the folks that the UIs have changed, and yeah, help out wherever possible. I think this is one of the things that Atlassian definitely should have communicated. A mass email went out today, which we're going to be talking about some of the topics next.
Mhm.
And I kind of wish that this should have been in there. Like I think this is a uh, Sean didn't even notice it.
But he does feel your pain.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. All right, moving on to the next topic. Take it away, Ronnie.
All right, so looking at Jira Product Discovery, which I still want to call Jira Police Department, they have some new automation templates available for us to try.
We should
Uh,
make a movie, like a Lego thing made out of like JPD, and like a whole little Lego thing.
oh my god. Atlassian, do you need someone to make a commercial?
Yeah, we could so make a commercial where like it's like we got like Bugs as the bad guys, and we got the JPD police.
Okay, here's what I really think is going on, folks. I think Alex is a little bit loopy from jet lag, but I think he also wants an excuse to buy a whole lot of Legos.
Hey, if I can justify Legos being business expenses and write-offs, like I'm all for that.
But
So yeah,
seriously,
in the
um,
chat, if you guys want Rodney and I to like do some sort of like stop motion Jira product discovery or JPD fictional story of bugs
now
versus.
mind you, we would have to overact every line. A, because I don't know how to act, so that's the only actum I am capable
Well, that's
of.
what we're gonna do, stop motion, right? We're gonna take the picture of the Lego piece and we'll act. We got a storyline it though. I think it'd be pretty cool. Then maybe we can turn it into a book. Nobody steal our idea, please, because it's gonna be a long time before we get to
We
it.
say after we put it out live for everyone to hear.
Which is why I said nobody steal our idea. As now it's courtesy to not steal it.
But yeah,
Sean,
back
Sean
on.
publishes the Adventures of his Rubber Ducky and the GitLab. GitLab versus Atlassian in Rubber
I
Duckies.
mean, have you seen the collection of rubber duckies Sean has in his office?
I don't know that I saw that specific detail. I was just completely mesmerized by that other giant detail in his office.
I mean, there's that. Um,
We by the way, Sean, at some point before this year's end over, you are not going to escape yourself from being in this episode with that background. Also, fun little fact before we keep going because I just remembered in the chat. Can anybody tell any of the differences between Rodney and I? Like anybody catch on?
I've already had one person comment prior to now because I was doing some testing on the background earlier, and someone commented on it. But I'll let them speak their piece.
Does anybody in the chat here notice anything of worth noting? Let us know in the chat. You guys need to change your names. So we thought about it. We thought we were going to Ronnie shut down the idea. Womp
I
womp
thought it'd
womp.
be too confusing.
Yeah, because releases and releases, we should just both be Rodney.
I mean,
In true Atlassian fashion, we should both be the Jira guy.
all
Because
right.
the Jira guy. Laying it
There.
on a little thick.
We've got Alex and we've got not Alex.
All right, so take us down these automations with JPD. Alex has an orange glow. I am like in a hotel, and the lighting here is interesting. Florida,
Yeah.
Florida life, man. Florida life.
I intentionally bought a small light with me because I didn't know what the hotel conditions would be with lighting.
I turned on all the lights.
So we're excited. We're launching 9 new templates to handle the most common repetitive tasks in Jira product discovery and to help you save time. These templates do include when idea is done, when idea transitions to discovery, delivery. Are these templates or are these automations?
Wait. Hold on. Sean actually thought we swapped opposites. If Sean, if it makes you feel any better, I am so tired that when I logged in and I saw Rodney, I was for 1 second I was like, Rodney, what are you doing in my house?
Your house isn't pick proof.
Yeah, we were both traveling. All right, so sorry. Go ahead. So we got a couple of automations. What were you asking? What was your question?
For some reason, I thought these were,
Templates?
yeah, project templates and not project automation templates.
No,
Which
the
again, I'm still
automation.
getting used to the name for automation for Jira.
Now, a couple episodes ago, we talked about the new pricing model, right? I
Mm.
wonder.
I
I
wonder if they're
wonder
trying
how.
to trick people into overflowing their pricing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was trying to get to, right? Because right now, I feel like when you do like create issue, I guess it's complicated. I wonder how Atlassian does this then, right? Because right now, like I do a create issue, it's kind of agnostic, right? You can take action on an idea, or you can take action on a story, and so the lines are kind
Sean.
of by trick you mean encourage.
Yeah, I
What do we
mean
do?
encourage. I mean, not doing anything deceptive or anything.
Because Rodney would never do that.
I somehow convince people I'm a good guy in the Atlassian community, and I'm at best neutral.
Oh, by the way, not to totally derail the conversation, but is this the episode where we finally do the reveal?
I mean, if we could get either Bob or Sean on, I think it is.
Bob or Sean on LinkedIn. We want to do a reveal that I've been dying to do for like the last 10 episodes.
I warned them earlier today about it in a meeting, so
So if you guys want to do it, give me a thumbs up. I'll send you the link on LinkedIn. We'll get you in here. Who wants to do it? Let us know. We'll keep an eye on it. But if you do, ping me on LinkedIn. Oh, I got a Slack notification. A PG-13 review. I guess it would be
it might
PG-13.
be.
It depends. Do you got anything in your office that shouldn't be on camera? I've been dying, man. Every single time that I see Rodney, I go like, "Is it public yet? Is it public yet? Is it public yet?"
I was originally going to reveal it last week, but with everything else going on at the conference, I couldn't get into the slide deck. So I think this week's the week.
So yeah, ask Sean. Let us know, or Bob, if it's okay. If not, we will proceed without doing it. For everybody else, you're gonna have to keep waiting.
So
All right.
yeah, more project automation rules. They use the word templates here, which I think is confusing. But these are allow you to do different. Basically, create a project automation rule on the fly, and then customize it to further fit your needs. And some of these are interesting, like the parking lot. If you've been idle on something for 4 months, you're not going to do it. So I don't know if I'd move it to a parking lot or if I'd move it to the yeah, not going to do.
Yeah, I don't like automation rules is one of those topics where like they're so powerful, but I kind of feel like Atlassian has a good opportunity here to I don't want to say the word trend set, right? But they have an opportunity to really kind of show us the art of the possible with these templates. But these look like I don't know that I'd use any of these particular templates.
Not without further modifying them. But again, this is what I've always said to Atlassian. Like, look, I don't care for you to get a template or a design to meet every single use case possible. Really, all I want you to do is get me 85, 90% of the way there, and I'll finish it out for my customer, for my client, for whoever I'm working with. Just give me most of the way there so I can save that much more time.
And I'm kind of the opinion of like just give me some ideas of what I can do because I'm not very creative, and unless you go down like these automation rabbit holes, you sometimes won't even find out. But I like having like at least like a little baseline or like a little like, hey, here's an automation rule that kind of does what you want to do. Then you just got to tweak a couple of things.
Do you do any home automation, Alex, beyond Apple HomeKit?
Have wanted to, but I've never had the time to do it.
I am deep in the home assistant rabbit hole, and let me tell you, the amount of time is far smaller than the amount of ideas I have on things to do in there, and it's a very similar sort of creature to how automation rules work.
You remind me of my neighbor. My neighbor's got his whole house automated, and I'm like, he's like, the moment the Wi-Fi goes out, he can't do anything in his house anymore.
Oh, I've fixed that problem already.
Oh yeah, only because you've been burned how many times because of your internet?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Ronnie. Oh, look at that. Don't tell me that's the layout of your house.
That is
How did you do that?
um the
Wait,
short
like your
answer is
furniture,
Dungeon Fog.
like your
The
furniture
long
too. Like
answer,
that's where you have your furniture.
more or less, yeah.
I want this.
This took a lot of work and a lot of layering. Like there's a layer for the lights on top of the base layer, and if this one will load, I got the upstairs done too, which obviously all is dark.
That's awesome.
But moreover, what I was talking about was we go to automation, and it is actually a very similar setup
See,
where we
this
have
is
the
a
trigger, we have the conditions, then we
and
have
the
our
action.
actions.
But yeah, see again, it's like I love this, right? But unless you're like a really, really big like nerd, well, I don't want to offend anybody, right? But you gotta want this stuff, right? Like you gotta really eat this stuff up. It's kind of
No comment.
there's too much, right? I feel it's overwhelming, right? Like you're like, what do I want to do? But anyways, we're gonna put that on pause because we have some breaking news. Da-da-da. Oh, no, that's the ESPN or whatever.
All
Let's see
right.
what it is. Let's remove this.
Yep. Hey, Sean.
Hey everyone.
Optional headline. For everybody on the call, this is the face behind the rubber ducky. And the big blue door is everything I've always been talking about for the last few weeks. I love your door.
Oh, thank you.
So, for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting Sean, he is actually in charge and created the release team, which I believe is one of your sponsors, is it not,
They
Alex?
are my Wednesday sponsor, so thank you very much, Sean.
Oh,
Appreciate
you're
the
welcome.
support.
So,
Party.
sponsors, is it not, Alex?
Uh-oh. Bob, you gotta kill the peanut gallery. Put it on mute for now.
So,
Party.
sponsors, is it not?
Let's give Bob a moment of technical difficulties. I'll put him on mute for now. Go ahead.
So,
No.
since September, I have not been formally working. Been giving the myself a chance to reset because I've been doing both the blog and full time work for years, and balancing the two has always been tricky. But I just really, really needed a break. That being said, bills still come due, things still have to be done, and I've looked at the numbers, I've looked at the various strategies, and there are things I'm changing to how the blog will be sponsored once I get back going with that. But I'll still need some work because the blog is not enough to support my family just yet. So starting next week, in 4 days actually, I will be joining release team as a member of the staff there.
Woo!
Which is why we have these two on.
We're really excited to have you on board. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So just to put in a little bit of background, just to make it more exciting, the moment I heard this, I waited for about 5 seconds, and then my reaction was something more along the lines of,
Well, you don't have to beat yourself up. Yeah.
I remember. So Sean, you weren't part of that conversation, but the moment that Rodney broke the news to Bob and I on a call, where he's like, "I think I'm done with his previous employer." Bob's first initial reaction was like, "Man, I would love to have the Jira guy in our staff."
Honestly, there are times I feel that they're giving me way too much credit. I know that I know the Atlassian suite as well as anyone can, but there's times where it doesn't even feel real to me. The imposter syndrome is real. So the fact that both Sean and Bob put so much faith in my skills is refreshing, but also a little scary.
Well, the good
Well-
thing is that you have a living portfolio of your work.
I think, this is one of those where, team is part of our company name, and, you're going to have a bunch of support by a bunch of top-notch guys. So,
So Brain Trust 2.0.
I feel like I'm part of the release team here sometimes.
well, yeah. I mean, we technically do pay you.
I know, right? So technically, I'm.
No, we can have a other conversation offline, Alex, if you want.
I'll let you know when I'm ready, Sean.
Yeah.
I mean,
No pressure.
And some of that conversation may involve your favorite activity, like migrations. So,
I'm not Pokemon.
I'm so good at migrations now, though. So,
what's the number one rule about migrations there, Alex?
Don't do the migration.
Well, I mean, that's ideal, but also there's something will go wrong. It's just how you manage it.
Yeah, no, we definitely beat to death the migration, but I'm excited for you, Ronnie. Congratulations. It was eating me up, man. Every week I was just bugging you. Did you make a decision yet?
He was. Now, that being said, I do want to reassure everyone, the Jira guy is not going anywhere. The blog will be coming back. I've got my first post in production. And I have it on good word from both Bob and Sean that if I choose to, as others have put it, poke the bear, that's fine. That's fine.
We'll poke it carefully.
Oh, no. Poking bear is very encouraged at release. So we speak truth.
And as everyone knows, I have a certain habit on a certain topic about poking the bear.
And I think
Well, Sean,
I think on that topic, and we won't mention what it is. I think fans of the show already know what that is. I think that little bit of honesty is probably going to be important as we look February, and just to kind of see what are the tea leaves going to actually be. So, release team does have a number of our clients, that will that have the same thoughts as you. So,
I mean, we talk about tea leaves reading. Atlassian is saying one thing and their actions very much indicate another, and I'm one to call them out when I see that.
Yeah, and it's something that you've been doing for a while now. So it's not anything new. It's not anything that we didn't know about it.
Hey, Ronnie, did we mention it last week? But we're both not part of the. Oh, all three of us here are part of the content creators from Atlassian now.
Yeah,
did we make the official?
I'm the one odd man out. Yeah,
you're the one man.
One of these things is not like the others.
Yes.
Hey, Damien.
Hey,
Damien already missed a big announcement.
Yeah, you have to watch the replay. But for everybody else, I just wanted to since we're making announcements here, and Sean, I know you were going to say something, so I'll go right back to you. But for everybody else, I am now very, very fortunate to join the incredible club that is Rodney and Bob's. How long have you been in here for? Like 6 months already?
Bob's also a part of the cohort.
I'm a new
too.
one.
You're a new one too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
am
the
the only.
You're the vet.
On this podcast, I am the only original cohort Atlassian creator, and that's because I'm not saying they created the Atlassian creator program for me.
Sure, go ahead and say that. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they don't like bad press, and I have a tendency to draw attention on certain topics.
I was so scared. So with that post that I put on Tuesday about the whole like UI change, like I try to word it as possible, like positive as possible, but it like stung a little bit, and I did not expect to get that many like impressions. So I was like, oh boy.
That okay. So in regards to that, Alex, I have talked to Andrew DeBell, which is our contact at Atlassian for the Atlassian Creator Program. about, hey, I have something to say. I'm not sure how Atlassian is going to feel about this. They're like, look, I'm going to be honest. We're not thrilled about what you say, but we appreciate you having the autonomy to say what you feel needs to be said.
Yeah, because like especially like something with this UI thing, right? It's a simple thing where like we talked about it earlier, right? It's like it's a minor change, but it can have a significant impact.
Mhm.
And you don't always. I feel like Atlassian doesn't always use the product the way we do, right? And so we have different perspectives and opinions and
Mhm.
views of the product versus like the product team that probably doesn't get impacted by them.
And that's the beauty, I think, of we're allowed to bounce ideas off each other. We're allowed to say, hey, I am seeing this. Anyone else seeing this with a bunch of like-minded individuals who get, hey, this is content. This is stuff that we're going to be able to create and give to our customers.
Yeah, as I say, no publicity is bad publicity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever the saying goes, like
Yeah.
good, bad, or ugly. Like I think it's all as long as people are talking about you. I think Mr. Beast was talking about this recently, right? He was kind of upset. Some friend of Mr. Beast was upset that somebody was taking their videos and making them into shorts. But he's like, dude, they're taking your face and putting it on the internet, and your face is out there now more millions of times. So
Mhm.
like the fact that your face is now available to millions of more people that would have never otherwise have known about you are now coming to you, right? So I think the same thing goes with Atlassian. The
I've
more,
said
more
this, yeah. I've said this at every job I've had since I started the blog. Look, if you want to take something I've written and copy it onto internal Confluence, copy to email to give to users, whatever, if you feel that is useful, do it. Just put my name in there as the source, put a link, and you're good to go. Because no news is good, or no news is bad news.
Yep. All right. So Sean, I rudely cut you off there. You had a thought there?
Oh no, I didn't notice you cut me off.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, I want to kind of give a quick shout out to Damien on his last message.
Yeah,
He's
I saw that.
new Atlassian
Ooh,
admin job. Congratulations
congrats.
to you, Damien.
That if you have any questions, this is the place to ask away.
And
Is
let's
it bad if I do
rephrase that.
this?
You will have questions.
When
We
you have
all do.
questions, this is the place. I don't know, Sean, if I can announce this, but I'm going to announce it anyways. But
Sure.
we now have amongst us a new certified individual.
Certifiable or certified?
I don't know.
Both.
Did you get the
I mean, you
paper?
kind of have to be certifiable to take those tests. So
Did they give you a paper?
They gave me a badge to throw on LinkedIn. That's what I got out of it.
There you go, that's what you got.
oh, they don't
So-
give you papers anymore?
Well,
Maybe they do.
I think they do. He just has to go on there and find the PDF and download the PDF and
No.
do what I do sometimes and take that PDF, run to the nearest FedEx
Is that still a
FedEx
thing?
office,
Mail it to you.
get the fancy paper and
I've only done that with my first cert and
Yeah.
not one since, just because it's too much to keep up with.
Yeah, back in our IBM days, we used to print those out and put them up on the wall.
back in the IBM days, you could
yeah.
buy it from IBM.
yeah, we'd rather just print it out from IBM. Yeah.
So how does it feel, Sean?
Huh?
How does it feel?
Well, yeah, this was it was good to get it done because my Confluence One was going away in what, February. So
Yep.
it keeps me in my minimum number of Flare.
Also, this week, Ronnie, I've been traveling like the whole week, but did I hear correctly from an email or something? Atlassian is releasing yet another new certification.
I believe they are, and this one is more targeted towards users, if I remember right.
Yes.
So will this count though for like people like release team?
I think any cert will count. Will it count towards like the collection of becoming the Atlassian expert? Probably not.
I don't think so. It's so the certifications that are before these new ones came out, they were at a level of ACP, Atlassian Certified Professional. This one is a tier lower. So
They're not
it's
called an ACP.
No, it's called an ACA.
Oh,
So Certified Associate, I believe.
Yeah.
It's possible those won't count towards the partner program. And
I don't think they'll count towards.
I'm biased. That's all I care about is do my
I
certs
see.
count towards my partner program.
I see these probably end up more aligning to more your traditional IT certification path where you get associate, professional, experts, which means eventually they're going to charge $5,000 for some of these certs.
That's what I was going to ask. So does that now then open the opportunity for Atlassian to have even harder or more prestigious certifications?
I hope not. I can't afford that.
It definitely opens up to a wider audience. There's many more users that could possibly take a cert than admins, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are bound to be as certifiable as the rest of us.
Yeah, these lower tier certifications are also $100 as opposed to the $249, or I round up to $250. So
sure,
I usually just assume a 300.
Oh, the Wi-Fi broke out on you. All right. Well, any other announcements from release team here? Now I'm completely outnumbered. Like we might have just called this like the release team show.
Oh, no.
let's not do
No,
that.
only AppFire. Only AppFire buys their social media presence.
But in all seriousness,
and welcome on board, not Alex.
More shadowing, Sean. Welcome aboard, Mr. Not.
I'm looking forward to getting back onto regular work.
Sean and Bob, please make sure you just give them something really, really hard on day one.
They gave me. I already know what the
starting
first
on day
is.
one.
Yeah.
Make them suffer.
So my question is, has your laptop arrived yet?
It has. The house sitter signed for it. I was hoping they'd delay it till I was back, but once you hand it to the shipper, it's done.
Yeah.
That's good that at least somebody has it. All right. So any other announcements?
No.
Sean, no, great. No. So thank you again for the support. Oh, Sean's gone. He's like, thank you again for the support.
He's like, bye.
Like, I'm out. I'm been on camera more than I needed to be. So that was the special announcement. 10 weeks in the making. And so very, very excited. We finally got to reveal that because you have no idea how much this has been stressing me out, keeping the secret.
It's been quite fun to watch.
I'm glad that like my pain is your and excitement here because I hate being tortured. And Sean, you can close the tab if you can stay in the background there, or you can just close the tab if you want to like totally drop.
Yeah, I was going to say that you had goosebumps watching it. For us here on the release team side, it was like being it was like being on The Bachelor, and we were just we're there with and we're seeing the other the other folks, and we're like, are we going to get a rose this week? So
we're going to get a rose.
I mean, I put them through it as the talent.
My wife over here telling me Alex is horrible. Don't tell people this, Lena, because what if I ever need to get my top secret clearance again?
I was going to say, that's that a statement like that doesn't bode well if you're applying for a clearance.
I know. I usually tell people when they're like, somebody's going to tell me a secret. I'm like, the government entrusted me with their secret, so you can trust me too.
I grew up with the government. That doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence.
Oh my gosh! So today I had a presentation with the FBI, and they're talking about deep fakes and like AI and stuff. And I am now legitimately concerned about everything I put on the internet because I was like, hey, what happens if one day, all the words that we've said on the internet, right? A little bit of AI and a little bit of deep faking, they can make me say anything at this point, right? Like there's enough. I pretty much said so many words you can make AI say full sentences with my voice. So I'm like, so what happens one day then if y'all get tipped off on like me committing some crime and like you bust into my house and like arrest me because you have all this evidence, but it's all fake?
Bob,
And he's like, oh, we
Bob,
do our due diligence, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
I have ideas now.
No ideas now.
I have ideas.
Oh man, all I can tell you is it's gonna be a scary world. So I am like now going to like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do, but we need to like have some sort of a safety word or
Well,
something. Or
no,
we
I'm
got.
just going to make a video where Alex professes his love for GitLab.
I'm not opposed to GitLab. When have you ever heard that I'm against GitLab?
I haven't, but I haven't heard you saying you love it yet, and that's kind of what I want to do.
Look at that. William's got. Talk to William. He's got you covered. 3 15-minute wave files is all it took for me to train Meta William. So
Oh, we
him-
got more than that. I'm
I'll
sure
say
we've got
I
more
love my
than that.
wife. There you go. I love my wife, and now I'll say the word GitLab and see what you guys can do.
You just said it. Well, all we have to do is just a little bit of cutting and pasting, and that's
I know, right? That's
not
all you
even
gotta do.
using
Just, like,
AI.
clip.
I've
This
already
is
got
easy. You don't even need AI for that. Just clip it, cut out the my wife part, and you're good to go. What was it? Somebody did a song or a meme one time, right? Where they just like did the repeat of like a little phrase. Anyways, adopt an accent when you speak in public. There we go. See, I just gotta have to find ways to defend myself and like make myself unique. That AI project we're talking about, I think Alex just gave us where we should get our language model from. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, YouTube is a really good place to get an LLM from.
Oh, I think your wife just gave us the perfect project.
Remember, he's an Apple guy. I just disclose way too much information on the internet, apparently. So I am not. No more personal information. All right, so we got a couple minutes left here. We had a list of announcements. What else did Atlassian announce recently?
We have the command palette.
Is that the same thing as Command K?
That is Command K.
Have you met Gigi?
I have not, because I do not do Apple.
No, GG is the letter G on your keyboard.
Oh, you mean the period?
No,
Oh, that doesn't work on here.
Gigi, it's very picky. Gigi doesn't like to. She's very picky. she only.
Yeah,
only
she's
works
not
with
working today.
So
She's like,
something
no,
something
go-
tells me you did not make the proper offering to the demo gods.
No, Gigi is very picky. She does not like to just be like, you gotta be in a specific area in Jira, and you gotta like click in between the create button and the search button. There can't be any Jira issues open, otherwise Gigi won't. She's very shy. Are you trying?
Should we talk about
Who Gigi is?
Alex personification of Atlassian features?
Gigi's my favorite feature. Like, I love Gigi.
You see, I'm used to the server data center world where you could do all that with just pressing dot. You press the
Dot.
period key, you're good to go.
You can still hit period. I think period will get you the same result as Gigi, but I just like telling people I love Gigi. It's like maybe my wife doesn't
Well,
like
neither one of them are working currently on my timeline view on this
Don't
project.
go to like don't go to like reports. Go somewhere that you don't have a Jira issue in. And then in between, no, maybe, yeah. She
Double
worked.
G worked.
Yeah,
Period
Gigi. There
worked.
we go. There's Gigi. She is. Now we got Command K though, right? So the whole new announcement is we have this new powerful Command K. So why don't we demonstrate what Command K does? Although you don't have a command. What do you
I have command. I mean, it's control, but it's still the same concept.
Yeah.
So for you non-Mac people, I'm sorry, but you have Control K.
Eventually, I'm going to Linux anyway, so
You can tell what percentage of Atlassians are Mac people just by saying it was Command K. All the PC people are going, what?
What?
Now, what does it say about me that when he said Command K, I instantly knew what he was talking about and how to convert it to Windows?
I was instantly thinking about Circle K. That one gas station.
that makes you a special breed. That makes you somebody who has been.
What's the
in
ambidextrous
both
term
camps.
for your OS?
I will tell you though, as much as I love Apple, Command, that is the horrible place to put that Command key. I get like carpal tunnel just trying to like copy. Like, it's too close. Control isn't the
So what
right
I'm hearing is we need to get Alex that special keyboard that just has Control V, Control C.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love about Windows is like the control button is in a very ergonomically positioned place. Command is way too far in. Move it over to the left, Apple. We're just like making all kinds of bold statements here. So Command K is a new, well, somewhat new feature. I don't know how long it's been out for, but it's your go-to little prompt for ultimate shortcuts. So if you want to just quickly navigate around the wonderful world of Jira, hit that Command K, and you're gonna get a little pop-up that lets you do things more quickly and more efficiently.
But not world domination.
But not world domination. And so if you're in the Windows world, it'll be Control K. If you're in the Apple world, it'll be Command K. And if you just want to kick it old school, Gigi's your girl.
Except when you're on any sort of view with an issue.
Correct. It won't work that way. But also, Gigi's really for administrators, right? Gigi is there for trying to get to like your workflows, your schemes, your permission schemes, while Command K is going to be more for like the everyday usage of Jira. Have you seen the world? Not sure I want to do so much. Not sure I really want to do with a lot of it. I don't get it.
I'm not sure I really want much to do with a lot of the world.
Sorry, Sean. I'm so tired. I can't even read. You should read these out, Ronnie. You're like much more better prep than me. William says, have they closed any bugs lately? I don't know.
William, Will, you're funny, man. You're funny.
Keep dreaming, buddy. Atlassian doesn't close bugs. Anyway, so we got a couple minutes left here. Let's just talk about the AI feature.
Yeah, AI. So Atlassian detailed this in the Team 23 keynote. It's their new hotness, Atlassian Intelligence AI. And we've been sitting on pins and needles since trying to get hold of this thing. A couple of weeks ago, they did announce that the Slack agent was available in beta. And I've done some playing around with it, but I haven't written anything up yet. But before I could do that, they now have features available in just Jira.
And we have talked about the Atlassian Assistant and how you can enable the beta. But now this is definitely putting in a little bit more context into what you can do and how it works. So definitely check it out. Try it out. Again, the 2-3 people here. Bob, have you tried it out yet?
I've tried out a few of the things. One of the things that I know that Atlassian is stressing, and I think later on we should throw the link on, is a little bit about what Atlassian does with the data that it has to collect in order for Atlassian Intelligence to work.
That's something I'm actually working on, because I've had some questions about how they're using data, what controls they have about safeguard and all that. So I'm working on getting in touch with someone at Atlassian to answer that very question.
Yeah, they've actually put that out on a link. So
yeah, we'll definitely want to talk about that, because one of the things that I want to talk about is the data lake. So if you are an enterprise customer, you also get a data lake. And from the demo that they showed at Team 23, you're going to be able to tap into that data lake to actually make it useful and not require 23 PhDs to be able to use it.
Yeah, and that's actually something they show here in their demo.
But that's just basic search. But that's just basic search. I'm talking about like you'll be able to build the reports in the data lake using analytics. Sorry, using
it actually creates the SQL statements for you.
Correct. Yeah.
And on a smaller scale with just your Jira data and not necessarily accessing the data lake.
That's what.
If you're not a JQL pro, you can just prompt it what you want, and it will create the JQL for you.
So, question for everyone, and probably last question of the night then. At what point does this make Jira admins obsolete?
I don't know that I would point it out like or phrase it as obsolete, but I for one am gonna be happy to just like punt that whole department of queue tickets. Say just ask it. Don't bother me for JQL help because I hate JQL.
I think I think it helps with the small stuff, right? You have a virtual assistant that will, as they get prompted for things like what is the Wi-Fi password of of this building, it will just immediately come up with the answer. Or how do I set up a VPN? It'll work through and find the appropriate Confluence knowledge base article. So it leaves us for the tougher questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like it's gonna open up. I think Sean put it here, right? Like Google exists for everybody, yet the amount of questions that I get on a daily basis that could have been a Google search is mind blowing.
At one point, I think it was during my first job as a Jira admin, I had a "Let me Google that for you" sticker on my laptop.
My wife here with her comment, right? Like the internship movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson about how humans have a growing distrust of robotics and artificial intelligence. And like, have you seen Terminator 2, Terminator 3? I think some people are just not going to want to mess with AI. So we'll be, for all those people, we'll
I'm still the one that I don't trust my computer or my printer when it starts making funny noise.
This is the guy that has every square inch of his house mapped out and on the internet.
No, I haven't mapped out and monitored because I don't trust it.
But it's monitoring you.
I'm the op. I'm the one who says what to do with the monitoring.
For now. All right, we're gonna hang up before we turn this into a conspiracy episode.
I think we're already there, but it's Halloween. It's fun to have conspiracy episodes every now and again.
One last, so Will says that they're hiring like crazy. Oh, sorry, too many comments came in. So Will says if they really crack the problem of using OpenAI Gateway with Jira data at a level that is ready to scale out, it would be impressive. Yeah. I'm like I said, right? I'm very excited to see what they do with the data lake. I think that's one of the features that excited me the most because data, like using Atlassian Analytics, freakishly hard. And so being able to use natural language to talk to it can be perfect. The Tesla,
just JQL too.
Dude, the Tesla makes the most interesting noises. It like has a mind of its own. Don't get one if you don't like weird noises coming out of your electronics. All right, that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna go see the Atlantic Ocean. So hopefully I don't get eaten by a gator. If I don't show up next week, y'all know what happened.
There ain't any gators in the Atlantic. They're all in the Gulf.
The Gulf.
Well, hopefully between me getting between here and the Atlantic Ocean, those 5 miles, I don't get eaten by a gator. All right. On that note, thank you everybody for watching. We will see you all next week, where hopefully we'll be all back to normal, and maybe we can sing my wife happy birthday because her birthday will be, I think, next Saturday. So
definitely sounds like something we have to do. I'm sorry already. I'm not a singer.
So Alex, are you ready to give the outro?
Oh crap.
Yeah, the Jared guy's the one who does that.
Well, thank you. I don't have the script. Thank you very much, everybody. You've been listening to not quite so savory Alex. I don't know, how do you do this? Like you know what? I've been continuing to watch Home Improvement, and I swear, like you're just insulting me every time that you do the whole, because that's what he's doing to Al. So I'm your Al. But today you get to be Al. That means that you're the star of the show. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Don't forget that we do have an audio version of this that hopefully eventually Ronnie will get some time and actually catch back up and post the rest of them.
Yeah, I have to actually be home for that for once.
Yeah,
And
in
that's
his
been the
remaining
trick
days
here
of
lately.
freedom. So yeah.
Yeah. Special thanks to Mr. Bob and Mr. Sean for jumping on here to help us out with this very, very exciting announcement that had me anxious for the last like 12 weeks. So thank you, Ronnie, for finally getting your ducks in a
I
row.
love
No,
how the time just increases every time you mention it.
no pun intended on getting your ducks in a row, but now you have your ducks in a row. With that
All
said,
right.
folks, again, I don't have any other witty stuff, but do please leave reviews, leave your comments. Feel free to interact with us on social media and whatnot. And we are excited to have you here, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Oh,
Thank
wait.
you.
Wait.
I don't do you do it. I don't know how to do it. Don't forget.
All right. Well,
Jira
thank you
Life-
for listening to the Jira Life. My friend here is Alex, not the Jira
No,
guy
just do the
Ortiz.
last part, the whole Jira Life thing.
Oh,
Oh, and remember, we didn't choose the Jira Life. The Jira Life
your
chose
life
us.
chose us.